Welcome to another episode of Barbie Dolls of the Week. This week we're going to talk about some Barbie dolls and some Ken dolls. And actually the Barbies are other types of Barbies, not the blonde Barbie that most people think of. So the first one I want to start with is actually an Asian doll. And it's a doll that I had overlooked over the years. I think I've seen her, in books and things. But that is Western Fun Nia. Now, they've done some Western themed dolls. Let's see here. Here's a better view of her over the years, including, for instance, one of my favorites of the Western Stompin' Fun Tara Lynn, which is a nice doll. I'm not sure I've shown that one yet. But this is Western Fun Nia, and she was done in a set with a Barbie and a Ken that you see here in this picture. It was kind of unusual, I think, for a Barbie to have a Barbie, a Ken, and just one Asian friend in a series. But that's what they chose to do. It seemed like if there was just one other doll and it wasn't back in the time when they had PJ most of the time, then it would be a black doll. But in this case, it was an Asian doll. And let's see, this was, if I can find a year on this box. That's odd. Oh, here it is. It's like they hide at different places. This is from 1989. So, yeah, this is a doll that I had not owned until recently. I got a really good deal on her on eBay. So I went ahead and picked her up because I thought she was a nice looking doll. And I've always kind of enjoyed the Asian dolls as well as the African American dolls. I don't like the Barbie in this series, so I'm not planning on getting her. This is the time when I think Mattel went off the tracks, in my opinion, for a while, when they went into some of these dolls with huge hair that was like out this way. It's one thing to have long hair, but when it's that poofy and boofy, it's a little bit much for me. And the outfit, in my opinion, leaves something to be desired. But, not that this is a stupendous outfit, but it's okay for the time period and for what they're trying to accomplish. So anyway, that's Western Fun Nia. And then kind of sticking with the Western theme for a minute here, this is one that I also picked up for a very good deal recently, like $5 I got this for on eBay. This is a Walmart special edition. That's Country Western Star Barbie. And the reason I like this one was, again, because she's not a blonde Barbie. I, of course, have many blonde Barbies in my collection, but I like those that are different, and this one really caught my eye. This is considered a Barbie, but she kind of looks like Teresa or someone like that. Here's a picture on the back of her, and I really like this outfit for the look that they're trying to go for. It is kind of Western looking, and it does kind of look like a country Western star. This one is from 1994, so about 5 years after that last one. And like I said, she really reminds me of a Teresa doll. So she's, I don't know if there were others in this series. I'm sure there was a blonde version. Correct me if I'm wrong. I couldn't imagine there not being. But I don't think there was a Ken to go along with this. And, a lot of times over the years, Walmart has exclusive dolls like that, or at least they did for years. I don't know if that's still the case. That they did. And Barbie was so popular at this point in time that, this was one of the many I'm sure they had. They had I had a lot of country ones at Walmart, imagine that. But Country Bride Barbie and on and on and on. Now, speaking of other dolls that besides Barbie, I know some of you who are more into the newer Playline dolls than I am are very familiar with a couple of the dolls that are out right now. It's like this one is a fairly new doll. And this is one thing that I really dislike is they don't put names on them anymore. I don't get that. I mean, like those said Nia and Barbie, but obviously this says Barbie on it at the bottom, Fashionistas, which is one of the newer lines. but it doesn't say. Now I believe this is summer, um, but I just happen to know that, and I'm not sure how anyone else would. I mean, if you watch the web series, which I believe is what it is, of Life in the Dollhouse, I guess you would know that way. But there's Barbie, there's PJ, um, and then Summer, and Raquel, who's the Asian one, and there is Nikki, I believe, is the African American one here on the end. But anyway, I kind of like this. And one thing I've noticed about these is their faces are quite large. Some of these newer dolls have much larger faces. And, I gotta talk for a minute about the bodies on these. I know a lot of people like these bodies because they're flexible and they can be posed in various poses. But I'm not a big fan, to be honest. I mean, I know it's difficult when you are trying to pose dolls that have, the arms are set in one position or they're stiff to the side. But the thing is that I guess I grew up being used to that, and it didn't bother me, and it still doesn't. But I can't get past the fact that these are joined together the way they are. These limbs on these dolls, like the knees have a line. You can see that. I mean, it's great that they're flexible, but to me, it sort of ruins the image or the fantasy. Not that I think these are real, don't get me wrong, but I don't want them to look like a doll, meaning where their limbs are not solid and they're not going together normally like somebody's would. Instead, they have almost hinges. And so to me, that's very odd, and I'm not a fan of these bodies. That's one of the reasons I don't buy a lot of these type of dolls. I bought this because I like the look, although I don't like that pinkish stripe in there, pinkish red stripe in her hair. But other than that, I did kind of like it. And I got a PJ doll, I think it was, from a double set that was out recently with Barbie, but I got just the single PJ on a deal I did on one of the Facebook groups. But I ended up reselling her because I didn't like the doll at all. I liked the face, but the body, didn't like it at all. She looked like a stick, and she had those weird hinged arms and legs, so I got rid of her. Also, I dropped one here, just a second, this is an older one. Well, a little bit older, actually. Let's see what the date is on this. 2011, so not a few years old. This, I believe, is supposed to be Raquel. Oh, yeah, actually, that one does say it right there. What a concept to put the name on the doll. She's got kind of a wild little outfit on. Glitter on some of it. And leopard print up on her shoulder, if you can see it there. Let me see if I can get it right there. So, kind of a very odd outfit. But anyway, I thought this was kind of a nice looking doll and got it on eBay for a good deal. Again, here's the same group down at the bottom. So, I'm not sure how popular this set is, but I've heard a lot of people talking about the Fashionistas. Like I said, I'm not really into these dolls that much, so maybe I'm just a little behind the times on that. Also, this is Ryan, I believe. It's the boy doll in the group, or one of them. Although, again, I don't see his name on here, and I might just be missing it, but I do see dust on the top that I need to brush off and blow away. But this is him, and I'm not sure what was up here, if this was... in fact, I'm going to take part of that off. But it's just, I don't know. If anybody knows what was up here that came off, I'm not sure. If it was just a price tag. I don't think that was just a price tag, but who knows. So anyway, I got this on a good eBay deal, and I kind of liked the doll, and the outfit was kind of interesting. So I picked him up. Now I assume he has the flexible body. I can't really tell. Here's the pictures on the back. But the reason I believe this is Ryan versus Ken is his hair color. And he's the dark-haired one of these two. And then I do have a Ken from the Fashionistas, and that's this one. Actually, I have another out of the package one that I forgot to bring in, I guess. And anyway, this is the Ken out of that group. And here's some pictures when you play with color. So it's kind of says collect them all. See, that's good when they push the whole line. Sometimes they don't do that, and it's a missed opportunity, I think. But so you see Ken with Barbie, and you see Ryan with Raquel, because my understanding is they're supposed to be twins, or brother sister twins. So anyway, this kind of was a cool one. There are two out in the stores right now of Ryan and Ken that I really like. That are just one looks like Elvis in a way. I mean, they're very attractive for dolls. Not that I'm into that, but I can still think they look attractive. Now, moving back in time a little bit, they keep jumping, people. I want to point out these three dolls as far as the Barbie Basics line, because that was a really popular line, still sells very well, it seems like, on eBay. I didn't get into that line a whole lot, especially in the beginning with the females. I thought they looked like they've all had plastic surgery, or at least a good portion of them. But when they came out with the fashion jeans line of the Barbie Basics, there were some in there I really wanted and must have. And here are three of them. This is the first and I believe only males in the group. So you've got the African American one, and by the way, I know you can't see this, but they stand really well on their own. So he just stood there on the side. And here's this guy, which I recently, by the way, got this jacket on eBay online. It's an old Ken jacket in really good shape. And I'm not sure if some of you may recognize this jacket, but I thought it looked pretty good on him, because normally he's just in a tank top and he looks good in it, but just to dress him up a bit, I put him in that. So anyway, he's kind of the long-haired guy of the group. And then the blonde guy, maybe the Ken-like one, is this one. Although, of course, Ken has had blonde or dark hair over the years. So anyway, I think this is a great trio. I think they could be the male Charlie's Angels, actually. Maybe somebody else's Tony's Angels, for those who know that reference. Okay, so those three are, I think, great Ken type, or male dolls, let's just say. But here's a few older ones I want to show you as we wrap up for today. And this is part of a group. Now, this doll I've actually shown before, but he was in a different outfit that he was modeling at the time for me. But these are part of the New Kids on the Block dolls. And so, obviously, that's a whole different set from Barbie and Ken dolls. But, I think that some of these are quite well made. Oops, his pants are undone in the back. Let's close those. But this is Donnie, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. Here's Jordan Knight. And I think this is his original outfit. Look at these shoes, by the way. Boy, those are pretty cool. And he's got the sequins on the side of his pants. So he's also got a ring. A big ring on his finger there. His pants are a little dusty. So that's Jordan. Pretty buff. Like Ken, I guess. Same type of body. And then last but certainly not least, one of my favorites, and I don't think this is his outfit. Maybe the pants and shoes, but not the shirt, I don't think. This is Jonathan, and he was always my favorite. I was not, believe me, I was not into the New Kids on the Block. Never a big fan, but I did kind of have a crush on Jonathan, I must say. He was a cutie, and it turned out he was gay in real life, so I could have had a chance. Anyway, I think the doll is a pretty good likeness. They did a good job on these dolls. I mean, I thought especially Jordan and Jonathan of these three had good likeness. I didn't have the other two as far as out of the package. I do have some that I bought in the closet in the package so that I can sell them years later, which I haven't done yet. So hopefully one of these days I get a good deal for those, selling them, I mean. But in the meantime, I have these three that I've come across in different flea markets or auctions where they're loose like this. So with that, I'm going to wrap up for today, and I hope you've enjoyed this kind of smorgasbord of some different dolls other than blonde Barbies and some new and interesting Kens. So thank you, and we will see you next time.